Hi everybody, welcome to Materia D&D session 107, where we play D&D our way. The Crass Menagerie had ventured for about a week, heading east along the Mason Fair Byway, leaving Vulpine behind them after a night of drinking games. Uh, well, actually, they left Vulpine as in a very how do you call it, positive way, as Davis recanted some stories and ended up getting a crowd, getting them a discount over at the general store. Uh, Yeah, Heroes Farewell. Thank you. That's a good way to put it. And then along some travels, they did a few things. It was fairly easy traveling. There was 2 days of pretty heavy rain. Um, but CJ, sorry, I did it again. I hate when I do this. Rock was attempting to communicate with his bag of devouring, telling it stories that Al Gredo had shared with him. Uh, Dragnar was continuously preparing spell components, charcoals, incense, and stuff for Rock to be able to keep Pebble going. There was discussions about the past and some other like what's to be done in the future. Davis every night would see a shooting star in the direction they were traveling, and the group noticed. This is just a brief snippet, but there's more. But then the group also noticed that Davis had a few about amongst his massive head of hair. Well, not massive, but all of his hair. He had about a dozen or so fire orange red strands of hair growing. They checked his armpits. There was some orange in there. They checked his happy trail. There was some down in there. So they used the comb to mask it up, and I believe he's got one green armpit, one black armpit, if I don't remember right now.
I actually don't
Uh,
remember either.
yeah, but they did eventually get over to Carver after about 6 or so days of traveling on their bray, camping every night, keeping it easy going, where they were introduced to the outskirts of the shanty towns, a town buildings that are made up of any loose refuse, scrap debris, that people could find. And basically, if it's got four walls and a semblance of a roof, that's a building. While traveling through the muddied street, the muddied road, they noticed that the Mason Fair Byway here, while pretty much the entire other time they've been traveling, has been well kept, maintained. It's cracked and missing in places. It's filled with, filled up with the mud and the debris. Um, and as they were venturing through the evening, their senses picking up the smell of like sulfur in the air and some other, odd scents that were just not pleasant. Uh, Waste and manure. They were picking up the sounds of breaking glass, objects hitting wood, arguments, some animals stuttering about in the dark. They did hear the sound of an individual in distress, needing assistance. A dwarven individual hunched over, surrounded by four, a leonin, a triton, uh, black-scaled, dragonborn, and a hulking uh, earth genasi were pummeling this elderly dwarf with big bushy hair, and um, they stepped in and intervened and essentially, in some comedic ways, flexed their power and got the thugs to walk off, Karo slipping them a bag of some coin, but they don't know what they got. But yeah, essentially a can of whoop ass without actually whooping any ass. Um, but upon that, they assisted the grind, like he's covered in mud and his face swollen, his lip busted. This dwarven male named Willem, uh, who thanked them and then said for them to, if they wished, they could follow him back to his bar. Along the way, they got a little bit of information saying that Willem and his brothers, uh, well, he came down to talk to these individuals because they were accusing accusations about their brothers using some of the mining time or something along those lines. It wasn't very clear as the menagerie are not um, abreast to, well, the functional ways here at Carver. But yeah, walking through the shanties, uh, they eventually reach this walled section where they're not like true battlements, but they probably stand about 10, 12, maybe 15 feet at some point, this wall. And entering through the walled section, uh, it does change quite dramatically. There are actually proper buildings here, though definitely buildings that I've seen better. Very run down, old brick laid, uh, roofing in need of some dire repair, but functional, much less dirty. There are actual lit lanterns throughout the various alleys and walkways, unlike in the shanties where you're just traveling by uh, moonlight and starlight, or if you have a torch. But they do arrive, and as they enter from basically the southeast and they look to the south, they see the north-facing mountain that is the Snoring Mountain, where apparently all the mining has, well, once was. Uh, and Willem kind of looks around, with me, if you will, and he guides you to his bar, as he called it. Does anyone have any questions or anything about the recap, or are we good to pick up?
So you said so his bar is sort of on this. So it's inside the battlements, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you said it's like on the southern side of the Mason Fair, like more towards the Snoring Mountain.
Yes.
Okay.
At least that's the direction that he's taking.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, so like, if we were to like look at the map, somewhere, we're going like in this direction where the arrow's pointing.
We're on the battle map right now.
Ah, whoops. Hey, that's my bad. Thought I switched all over. Boop. There we go. Right, he's taking you through this entrance, and then apparently like walking else somewhere this way. Woo. Cool. Um, so yes, following him, your eyes, it's interesting. You were walking around with the light spell, but they had to adjust now that there's actually lanterns lit and all that. Able to drop what light spells y'all were carrying to help you walk through the darkness. Um, he guides you through uh some of the little walkways and that, and eventually before you is one of these stone, well, not stone, brick laid buildings. But looking at it, it seems worse for wear. Uh, the one of the glass windows is smashed over and boarded up. Through the boards, you see some. Actually, I should ask. Can everyone give me perception checks so I can just kind of see who picks up on maybe what details? Ooh, Sedge with the 1. So 9, 17, 9 so far. Good.
17.
Alan. All right.
Where's
So
the
who's gonna
next
roll the
9?
next?
And then the next
Yeah.
17.
Uh,
Well, there is a
8 for
9.
me and 9 for Pebble.
8 for you. Okay. So there's a lot of 9s.
Can I at least ascertain that it smells decent in here?
Um, it smells better inside the
Thank
walls.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. So inside the section known as the gem dust, it's not as terrible as it was over in the soot flats. But yeah, so I would say Al, Dregnar, and Karos, you pick up on more of the details, but what all of you initially see is like a rundown building that's worse for wear, of brick and wood. You know, one of the glass windows is completely smashed through and boarded up. The roof is sunken in at one point, uh, and it just, yeah. But Al, Dregnar, and Karos, you see some other things like through where it's boarded up. You see some green vines kind of creeping through, and then they're kind of spreading up across part of the building. Where the roof is sunken in, you actually see like what looks maybe like the canopy of a small tree starting to kind of push through, almost maybe providing like a natural part of the roof. Um, there is no sign for it to actually be a bar. And there is actual grasses growing as you're walking up towards the building, where typically it's, just, I guess not like, not maintained cobblestone, and then just like dirt and soot, probably from all the mining and activities and all the wash off and runoff from the mountain. But here there's actually like patches of grass growing around this bar.
Adam, I'm
Well,
assuming that this is the same as when I passed through this town before. That like it's not something that's recent.
no, yeah, I don't think you've been. Well, yeah, if you would have ever been down like at this little nook and corner or any, then yeah, you would have seen it.
Well, I'm just talking about Carver in general.
Oh yeah, Carver is the same. Basically, it was once a a thriving place that was just taking advantage of just the sheer amount of people coming in to travel, trying to get wealth. But it's definitely, for the last for many hundreds of years, gone to crap. But Willem kind of, you see him kind of walk up to the door, gives it a tug, doesn't open. He's like, ugh, and then like yanks it, and you hear it just kind of scraping along as he slides this door.
Hey, is this your place?
Yes, the bar.
This is a bar?
It was a bar. Hey, it worked,
Wait,
right?
is it or
Got
is
you
it
guys.
not? Is it or was it?
The establishment is by definition a bar. I have a cellar.
Oh my
There are
god.
barrels.
Alright, fine. We're here.
When's the last time you had a customer? If I can ask that.
Don't run it as a bar.
So it's not a bar then, it's just a place that was a bar.
It's not operating as a bar.
Yeah,
It's
technicality.
operating as a surveyor's establishment.
Every
Come in
building
on-
that had liquor in it at one point is a bar by that definition. Dude, like, whatever, fine.
It
I'll
works
walk
to
in,
get
fuck
you
it. I'm
from
just like
here,
pissed
right?
off and walking
Yeah.
in.
There you go.
I'm gonna run up to Davis and go here. I hand him the flask.
Can I see your liquor license by any means?
Yeah, it's right here, and I put my hand up.
So, as you enter, the inside is kept sort of lit, as there are a few oil lanterns that were set like to the lowest setting as to not hopefully burn down the place. I mean, as Willem kind of looks up, he kind of starts, intensifying the flame on a few of them. Looks around, and on the inside, Sej, I'll tell you right now, it smells much better. It smells of soils and earth, and there's that lively green scent. Just it smells like a garden. He says, "So you
Wow.
want a bar? All right, go get you something to drink." And you see him just make yourself comfortable, please. And he walks down, and you see him like literally just swing a door down, and he just heads down, and you hear his footsteps kind of echo as he goes down into his cellar.
Adam,
Can
is
I-
this building stone, wood, combination of both?
Combination of brick and wood.
Like work stone, or actually like manufactured brick, like cut stone? Or
Manufactured brick.
okay.
Yeah. But like, they're not perfectly manufactured, and obviously now that they're so old and kept out,
Oh yeah,
not
yeah,
maintained, they're like chipped and everything.
yeah. I get that. That's,
Yeah.
I'm really itching to use my stone cutting ability, but I'm gonna
I would say just naturally you kind of notice that there's a lot of patchwork going on here. Like there's some extra like, sediment like putty clay put here to patch this up. Some odd different materials in this corner made up to patch up the building. It's a work.
So how
It's not-
much does this place look like it once was a bar? Like, is there a bunch of chairs and seating? Is there like kind of a bar area?
Yeah, so Davis, you walk in, you're kind of looking, and there is a bar. There it is like a section where there would have been probably some stools and a place to walk up and order, and you see like behind it there's a couple cabinets, there are drawers and everything, shelving. You see as you look around, there are a various amount of chairs. Not all of them, however, have like wooden boxes or crates on them. Some of them are like have wooden beams in between them, making like makeshift tables or racks and stuff.
I don't suppose
Um,
there's anything like a booth, is there?
no,
Oh,
that
okay.
you're saying. Can I have all of y'all make me one more perception check? This would be based on sound more than anything, if you have bonuses to that.
I've got mud in my ears.
But what'd you roll?
Damn, Aros and
Oh,
Al.
I just two.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, oh, Sesh killing it now. He's like, he's perked up. He's like,
Oh,
smells so bad. He's like,
Yeah,
finally I can breathe.
yeah.
Just take a deep
So,
breath. Ah.
so Al and Sesh, as you guys are kind of spanning out, spreading throughout this space, you know, you're taking in the immediate atmosphere. But Alan says you just hear Willem's voice, vinegar, vinegar for me, for the guests. And he just starts, you hear him like, he starts walking back up the stairs and slush, slush, slush. And he comes up with a barrel that's, you know, roughly the size of his torso. And then just kind of plops it up on the bar. Like, all right, now we're actually a bar. If you want anything, I'm not gonna charge you because you saved my face from not being a face. It's not, so help yourselves. I think it's some
Is
sort of
that drinking vinegar?
no, that down there. There's some like plum. There's some like fruit type of things, and they've sat there for way too many decades, and they just kind of turned to vinegar. It's gross.
Oh.
So what is this?
I think it's like a whiskey.
I'm game.
Brown and strong, as far as I can tell.
Hmm.
And he kind of like dusts it off, and it
Guys, this is not a contest.
says Dragonfire on it. I think it's a whiskey. Y'all enjoy. He just kind of goes, and he's like rummaging through, and he's just taking up all various types of cups, steins, like things made of wood, like metal, glass, all an assortment. Sorry, they're not holding this. He just puts them down. Help yourselves. And he
I'm
just
gonna
kind of
do
goes,
something that I was told not to do. I'm gonna try to drink it with my snout.
Oh god.
At least like a gulp.
I get you. So, are you putting it in the cup, or are you trying to crack the top of the barrel to get to it? Like, how are you imagining?
Oh, I thought he gave us a cup. Sorry.
Mm-mm. In the process.
Oh well, when he slaps it down, I'm gonna like
Okay.
think about it, look around if anybody's looking, and then just kind of like try to do it.
Okay. If you're trying to be sneaky, you can give me a sleight of hand. If you're not, then don't worry about it. But regardless, I need you to give me a Constitution check. Or okay. I think all of your friends would notice. Willem does not.
I
But
wouldn't
I think all
because
your
I'd probably be looking at this fucking cup that he gave me, and I don't trust this shit.
okay, that's fair.
Uh,
If any, I would say I think everyone's passive perception is high enough to notice, unless you wish not to. There we go.
How many days has it been since the drinking
A week?
day?
A week, just about.
Just about a week. And this stuff smells pretty.
Yeah, you see it, and as you kind of wiped off the barrel, there is like a burnt, you know, when they like press into wood and brand it, it says Dragon's Fire, and there's like a dragon.
Uh, yeah. I'm gonna just as soon as it's put in front of me and I smell it, I'm gonna like nope, 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 nope. I think I heard someone call my name outside. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna run out and set out on the front, get some fresh air.
So, as Rock kind of excuses himself, you see Willem's going to, and some of the crates that are like set up throughout this interior. Now that you've had a chance to do it, so he kind of goes over, and there's little saplings, little plants and stuff growing, and he goes over to one, kind of plucks one of the leaves and just starts kind of rubbing his fingers, kind of mashing it up. Says you had a super high perception check. I'm just gonna let it roll over. You kind of smell the natural oils. And it smells pleasant. He just starts kind of like applying it to like the swelling on his face. Ugh, fucking punks. Oh, I'm gonna kill my brothers when I get here. Ugh.
Willem,
Does that happen often?
This? No. Not to me, at least. You'll meet my brothers. They're a bunch of shitheads. You'll understand.
Willem, what were they talking about? The mine, something's different.
A few weeks back, they managed to clear up a cave-in that happened decades, maybe longer. It's a forgotten part of the mine. Somehow they managed to crack through it, and there was a forgotten network of tunnels. And some people have found some valuables on top of
Like,
equipment and things, and some bodies, as they found the poor souls that got trapped when the cave-in happened. So yeah, there's a bit of a fever to get in there and dig
And
and see if
what's the valuables that were found? More gems or?
gem, ores, some of the stuff on the dead people themselves.
How long were these people dead? Like, when did this cave-in happen? Are we talking like skeletons, or are we talking about?
We're talking they were turned into dust themselves.
Huh.
Hundreds of
Now-
years.
Willem, is there only one entrance into the mine?
The main entries, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that over the hundreds of years that this poor mountain's been, picked at, it's been made into, well, I don't have an equivalent of Swiss cheese in this world, so I'm just gonna say it's Swiss cheese.
It's like a giant anthill.
Yeah, but most of those are safe. People don't use them, you know. But the whole greed thing, the whole rush for gems, it was long gone, but it seems to maybe be picking up again.
So you said this is a survey office?
Yeah, I'm an officer for the agronomist guild.
Do you happen to have a map of the mountain?
That's not my. No, I don't care. I care about the dirt and the stuff that comes out of the mountain. And
Well, how do you know where you've searched and where you haven't searched?
That's I. Sorry, surveying. I don't necessarily go into the mountain to survey.
Ah.
I titles get a little mixed up. Came here to
Got
be a surveyor, but essentially I check to make sure that the soils and the dirt that Scoot and some of the other ones are trying to sell are actually checked by the agronomist guild. And if things grow, as you can see, things are growing. That it's actually go for it.
While he's doing that, I'm also going to ask him, can you describe the main entrance for
Describe
the mine?
it.
Yeah, like what does it look like? Is it big? Is it
It's big.
small? Is
Oh
there
no,
a door there? I'm trying to see if it lines up with what I saw.
got you. Davis, 17. It's really hard to read his face because it is pummeled, so it makes it more difficult. But like the words that he's saying, they don't seem all like you're kind of looking around and you see that he's growing plants. That he does over one chair happen to have like a vest that has a pin on it that seems to be a symbol that you would associate with the agronomist guild. It's a flower, or not a flower, a leaf that is stylized and kind of trimmed in gold, kind of noting his station. You kind of look at the tree. The tree is just growing out of the ground in this building. The vine, it's adding up. Um,
When
Is farmland hard to come by around here?
no, but the thing is, this is I'm here to make sure that what they're saying that they're going to be selling gets the stamp of approval by we're one of the largest guilds here in Cled, because we are literally the farming heart of the continent. And by getting it the stamp of approval, it helps it get sold. The agronomist guild gets cut, and Scoot and his entrepreneurial self makes living, and actually is kind of helping keep this city maybe afloat.
So was this the first
So
time the name Scoot came up? Out of character, because we know him from the Dusty Pick from earlier, I think, right?
yes,
Okay.
he is probably operating under the assumption that everyone knows who Scoot is if you are inside
Okay.
these walls. So, yeah, my job was to come down here and
So
set up shop.
didn't you say that those guys said that you took their spot or something? Took their slot?
My brothers,
Oh, your
the
brothers.
shitheads that they are.
So why did they come seek you out? Why didn't they go fuck with them?
He's
Because
probably more approachable of the bunch,
He's your target? Is
being a
that it?
good brother.
hey, you have siblings. You know how it works.
Yeah.
Nah, it's actually
Yeah.
my fault. I went down there to try to, like an idiot,
By
try to
yourself?
solve their problem. Yeah, I didn't think that through.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
you carry yourself okay. Like you were to carry that barrel up here after getting your ass kicked, so that wasn't too bad. But you can't take, several on one. That's not a winning fight.
I wasn't expecting a fight. I was expecting them.
Well, that is a little dumb too, don't you think? Unless you just don't know those guys, because those guys seem like they would just fight anything.
I don't know those guys.
Ah, okay.
Just got word and description. Went looking for
And
them.
your brother didn't warn you?
Brothers, nah, they're shitheads. Love them to death. They're shit.
Huh.
You'll meet
So-
them.
Oh yeah? Do they
Adam-
live here or something?
They work for me.
Well, yeah. Wait, so do you live here, by the way? Like, is this it's your house?
Just a couple buildings out there is where we have our I don't know what you want to call it, our home
So this is like,
paid for
Mavis,
by the guild.
don't be rude.
okay.
He's not being rude. It's
Oh,
fine. How's the fire?
sorry, that was rude. I think never mind.
You're good.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fine. I don't
good.
understand a lot of the customs, so it's, I just barrel forward. That's what I do. It's not bad. It does the trick after a bit of a scrap.
Good. So yeah. Anyways, I want to thank you for getting me out of that pickle.
I mean,
And
we can thank
seeing as a
Mr. Rock.
thank
Wait a
you-
minute. Did Rock actually out of character? Did Rock? Are you out of the building?
Your friend stepped out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm outside. Just
Okay.
seeing
Like, well,
anything in there.
yeah. You really have Rock to think. Well, he's gone, but yeah, that was mostly him. If not for him, we may have just kind of let it happen. But
Well, my jaw thanks you. My face.
it was
isn't
fun.
dead.
I don't regret it.
Yeah, y'all dealt with them pretty easily. I'm assuming band of mercenaries coming through, trying to get into the mine or push people out and take it for yourselves or something.
How dare you?
Do we really look like mercenaries?
Well, look at Al. Yeah.
Oh,
Big
I
smile.
mean,
You think
the way you handled those thugs, whatever. Listen, I'm not the best at judging people.
Apparently.
I grow plants and I check soil. I give things a stamp of approval. I make sure my 3 shithead brothers have a job. That's my life.
Hold up. You grow plants and check soil?
Agronomist guild.
Like normally or with
No,
magic?
no magical talent here.
Okay.
I just check it.
Does anybody here have magical talent?
Sure, there's a few, but
Just curious.
nothing.
I was actually gonna use a detect magic. Look at the suspicious tree. Was it there before the roof fell? Was it there in place of? Like, how's that working out?
Okay. So mark off a spell slot.
Does it have a fish hook sickle on it?
The
These are the
tree is
answers I
free.
need.
Al, you're like looking at it. It's the tree.
So no pings except for our shit.
Yeah. You guys
Oh.
glow like
Right.
I
obnoxious
can't see anything
Christmas
else.
trees.
It's so bright.
But like you even
Especially
see like
Sedge's
rock.
pants.
Yeah, disco pants basically. No, no, but in all seriousness, like Al, like you're looking around looking for something magical.
Okay.
No magic.
I'll give Dragnar a side eye. Just a very subtle nod.
What?
Why did you just nod at me?
How dare you?
How dare you? He'll like Scoot will Willem will kind of explain again the situation, answer whatever questions you guys have for the for his station.
Did he answer my door question?
Yeah, I was curious.
What was the door question? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, the entrance. Yeah, so he will. Give me one second. I actually have a name for the location. I'm blanking on it. It is literally called.
The entrance.
I think it's called the entries. I think is what it was called, but I just want to make sure.
The devil's
the-
anus.
Yeah, the entries. Yeah, no, he'll say, yeah, the main entry is referred to as the entries. It's one big mined out hole in the side of the mountain, supported by some old stonework. I mean, right now people don't really. There's a few people that are now kind of stationed and checking people going in and out, but for the longest time, there people could just walk in, walk out because there was nothing to be found but rich soil that no one thought to do anything with for the longest time.
Was that Scoot that came up with that idea, or what?
Yeah. Scoot doesn't think a lot like the other people around here.
Is he from this area? Like, where did he come from? And how did he figure this
Yeah.
out? Like, was he mining there one day for gems and then realized, oh wait, this soil's actually rich somehow?
Yeah, he was brought here a long time ago.
Brought here? By who?
Former lawyer. The mines for centuries. Some of it during the heyday.
How old is Scoot?
Then I don't think he knows.
The hell? Who doesn't know how old they are?
He's been dinged on the head a few times. And when you're that old, you tend to forget. Maybe,
So he's old.
Or he's old. Doesn't look old. Of course.
I look at Al.
You're back at Davis.
Just got a side eye Al.
What does that mean?
Just looking old. That's nothing.
Like it doesn't matter. There's when you get up, you want to go to the entries. It's like I explained it. It's a big entry. I would say, oof, at the entry maybe about 50 feet across,
Oh wow, it's big.
50 feet up. Yeah, it used to be a lot of people going in there all the time.
Any like machinery and stuff kind of going in and out?
Old carts,
Just
and
carts. Okay.
stuff, rails, lantern.
Who, other than random assholes like us, who kind of keeps the peace on the streets and maybe even in the mines here, if anybody? Like, does the cause have any kind of presence here?
The cause, well, a little bit of cause, but not
Like officially,
mostly
not
they're
officially,
ignored.
is what it sounds like.
Usually those up in the Petra shelves, they're the ones with the money that have been here the longest. They just keep themselves safe and hire whatever mercenaries or retired soldiers or anything like that. As long as they're living well, the gem dusts get, well, the dust from their gems. That's why we're called that. And we live off of that. The shantytown, well, no one really cares about the shantytowns. So soot flats are kind of another beast. Just try to survive.
And I guess that's where your friends, well, air quote, friends live, since that's where you were.
I got word that that's where I could find them.
And it sounds like they found you.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Because, I'm able to probably have a solid meal tomorrow morning because of you guys. Not looking forward to eating gruel and soaked oats. But,
It's no problem, you know.
well, yeah.
Just be a bit
Again,
smarter with your little trips next time.
well, the thing is, like, I had to clear my brothers. Like, they're saying we took their spot, but they're also accusing my brothers of sabotaging their equipment and stuff. Which,
So that's kind of
whether
where my earlier question comes in. So, there's no law in this town at all, really?
you got coin, you make the rules.
Okay. So that's how disputes are solved.
That or beating them senseless and
Yeah,
throwing
it's either
them in
money or might.
yeah. I got a little bit of protection because I got the guild behind me. And they mess with us, then obviously then the guild will pull strings over in Whitlaw and have the law come down. But we're quiet. We're just here to check the product, give it the stamp of approval. That's all I'm here to do. Make some coins so my brothers have a life.
So speaking of guilds, does the Adventurers League, does that ring a bell? Does that have any kind of representation here? Because they seem to kind of run Green Hill, where we spent some time.
No, my friend. You
Nothing.
got.
Do you even know what that is? Have you heard of it?
I'm vaguely aware. It's like what outposts where people go and seek out help for.
Yeah, I think.
Well, essentially mercenaries, retired soldiers, people trying to make a name for
I think you can
themselves.
like hire them out for stuff, something like that.
Yeah, not here.
Okay.
Well, hey, listen. I'd like to extend a little bit of more hospitality, especially my face is very eager to say thank you. So, this building is where we do our work, aka the bar. The building over is, well, extra storage, and the building next to that is where my brothers and I stay. You're welcome to use up the middle building. There should be beds. There should be some sort of cots or whatnot in there.
Is the roof gonna
It's
be a little
all,
bit better than this one?
yeah, this one, well,
I mean,
I
there is a
like it.
roof, and it's
There's,
one piece.
it's solid, yeah.
It's a good start.
To keep you from having to put up coin for, well, one of the many shitholes here in the Carver.
Appreciate it.
I actually really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Okay. I would say, yeah. If I can answer any questions, I'll do what I can. I'm personally probably just going to go to the house, wait for my shitheads to come home.
You know, I'm somewhat eager to meet them too. You know, you paint them in such a beautiful light. I think kind of makes me excited to meet them.
Oh, they're great. Don't get me wrong. Love them to death. They just.
Oh, they're the worst, aren't they?
They're just.
Are you
trouble.
Are you afraid of them or something? Cause like, you should definitely kick their asses for not taking care of their own damn business.
thing is like I don't believe what they were saying. Not my brothers, but what they were saying about my brothers.
God.
They're not bad people. They just make bad decisions. The reason why,
I mean, that's everybody. That's okay.
yeah,
As
Listen.
long as they're actually cool people.
yes. Well, when you meet Smiley, Smiley, Grim, and Palmer, I think you'll understand. But by the way, didn't get the full name. Willem Gritmeyer, surveyor of the Agronomist Guild,
You want to type that?
stationed here in Carver.
Grinmeyer, is that what you said?
Gritmeyer.
A grit.
Gritmire.
Got it.
His brothers are Grim, Palmer, and Smiley.
I'm gonna wander back in now.
Hey, there he is.
So you're the one I'm supposed to thank, though. Thank you.
Hey, for what?
You
Oh,
jumped on that guy that was gonna stab.
Literally jumped on that guy.
didn't seem like a fair fight. I mean, I don't know. I did.
Hey,
You
I'm
are
glad that
you are the good guy, right? Kind
I'm-
of weird down here.
I mean, regardless
like-
of whether or not he's the good guy, he was getting just an unfair fight, like you said.
But then
Yeah,
you guys made it an unfair fight.
Just but like, what if he turns? Well, yeah, but what if he happens to turn into a hag or something? It's like, oh, we helped out the hags. Go us. Our
First
world's
of all,
complicated.
I have a penis, so not a hag.
I mean, I don't think that would stop
Al,
a hack.
don't look.
I'm not sure they require the qualifier, but anyways.
Can I, just because it's funny, can I insight check that?
Sure.
If you roll low, he definitely does not have a penis.
Yeah.
You
Well,
must-
I
you
rolled.
must-
Ooh, insight. What's insight? Yeah, 10 total.
10. I mean, you can't tell if he's smiling or grinning or anything because his face is like swollen and beaten, and his voice seems to come out through clear. It's hard to read. It's just
Yeah, I mean,
I
I'm glad you're okay.
thank you. You missed the conversation, but you're welcome to stay in the next building over. There should be, actually, I'm pretty sure if you put some wood in it, there's a working stove. There's actually some iron. Yeah, there's some cast iron in there. There might be some chairs. There's definitely some boxes you can sit on. Yeah. So, sorry it's not a luxury, but
That's fine. We're used to it. We just spent a week on the road. We're good.
wait, but speaking of that, where did your mule go? I didn't think about it. I saw you come in with mule.
They're in a bag. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they're fine. I have them in my bag. I show them the pouch. They're in here.
Is that why you asked if there's magic here?
I mean, there's magic everywhere, right? Is it just? We've had a rough journey.
You've had it. Okay. Got it. So yeah, I guess I'll see you folk in. I mean, I'm not gonna sorry. You are welcome to do as you wish. I am going to be stepping out of the bar.
Yeah, do we need
you're
like
welcome
keys
to
or
take
anything?
the gig. Keys.
I
get
plugged
right.
the hole in the roof.
So is it going to be lively later tonight? Maybe at the bar?
Here?
I don't. This
No.
isn't a real
I'll-
bar, Zedge. I don't know if you caught
Oh.
that.
No.
It was a
But thank
bar.
you for explaining because I definitely did not catch that.
I mean, he claimed it was, which is a lie.
It once was an operational bar that was run down, and
Davis is
the owner
rolling
left.
his eyes
and
so hard.
I claimed it, and the guild.
Okay,
Listen.
okay. Stop talking about the goddamn bar. I grabbed the barrel. The building's that way.
It's next door. And hey, it worked. It got you guys to follow me, escort me back home, and now I'm saying thank you by giving you a roof over your
We
head.
would have followed you back wherever you wanted us anyways. You didn't have to say bar anyways.
Oh yeah,
It's
we would have
okay.
followed you.
Don't worry. True.
He says intentionally sinisterly.
So yeah, yeah, he will actually produce a key on a ring and just kind of toss it to Dregnar.
Okay, I catch it and I start heading over there
Yeah,
with the barrel.
he's like, enjoy that.
Oh, I'm gonna use it to start the fire. It just tastes like shit.
It was fine. I've had worse.
Okay. So, stepping out, um, and going over to the next building. It's a similar building, but it's not as beat up and run down. There is actually glass in the windows and shutters over it. Door opens much more easily. Um, there are still some, Dragnars are looking it over, your stone cutting. There is patchwork, repairs and everything. But the roof is solid. The interior is, multiple rooms. I would say about 4 rooms probably. There is actually a cooking area. There is likely would be if you put some coals or wood in the stove, you could just set it ablaze and and it's got an exhaust setting out so you can make some warm food. There is a few low-lying kind of like beds. Not really any other real furniture in here. It's functional. And most importantly, like any wind or anything doesn't travel through the wall, so you're protected from the elements outside.
Is it cold right now? Like, do we need a fire for
Um,
survival, or not
it,
really?
it's more comfortable by a fire. You don't need it to survive, but you might be shivering a little bit at night.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
go
we're
ahead and
in
work
the
on getting a little fire started.
we're in the equivalent of winter, I think, right?
Remember, flipped.
Oh, it's flipped. Oh, so we're actually in summer.
Yeah, so it's not like blistering hot, right? But it is where like nights can still be cool.
Yeah.
Like even a night in the 60s and 70s, if you're
Right.
it can still be chilly.
So yeah, I'll look around if there's any boxes or chairs or whatever. I'll break them and turn them into firewood.
There would be more crates along the way.
Okay.
Maybe there might be like a broken down table that's
And
not
then
worth the repair. Yeah.
I'll use some of the alcohol to try to get a fire started, since you said it was whiskey. So
Yeah. Just for shits and giggles, give me a survival check.
okay. What is my plus?
If I can see he's starting a fire, I'll help out.
Okay.
Okay. Advantage.
Thank you for advantage. I was a 4 and a 14.
Nice.
So 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
4,
easy
you burn the
enough.
house down.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy enough. It's like, and you put some, and it's like not enough, and Davis like gets a little bit more and splashes on there.
I need some more air. Don't forget.
But yeah, no, it's it's one of those rounded metal like stovetops with a few cooking plates on top of it, and there is actually an exhaust that travels out. You're following it, goes out, exhausts out into the exterior of the building. But yeah, you guys have a roof over your head, a place to stay warm. Loon, I guess. I don't know where Loon is. Is she just gonna perch somewhere?
Yeah, she didn't know either. No, yeah. My first thought would be, yeah, she's perching on top of some building, and I've taught her that if anything starts happening, somebody's trying to attack her or something, she can squawk and figure something out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to think about that in the morning. Got it.
I don't know if there's any doors, so I think she's stuck.
You want this fire a little hotter?
Little?
Sure. As I step back about 20 feet, I know what hotter to him means.
I'm gonna first level burning hands where the fire pile
Okay,
is.
don't burn the house down.
Well, I assumed we're like somewhat outside, right?
No,
No.
that's
inside.
You never mind. We're gonna walk that back.
Sorry
We
if
need
my
to burn
description
down
wasn't
a
clear
building
enough.
this episode.
I mean, that's how we
Building.
started. That's-
Building it
Yeah.
would be the town.
It's been so long.
You know, it's been a good 30 episodes since we did arson. I wouldn't mind.
Has it only been 30? I thought it was longer. Oh
We
wait, no, I
almost
guess we
got
did it
there.
in Green Hill. That's right, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, they did
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Did we do it too?
Judge was there.
Because they burned. What's
They
his?
burned the
They did
building,
it.
and then I blew it up. Is what happened.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah, can we get more of
Filbert.
that?
I forgot. I almost forgot his name. R.I.P.
Nice.
Filbert. Never forget.
I'm sad.
Ah, yeah. Rock is even more sad, I'm sure. Sorry.
You know, why you gotta do that?
I was having a good day.
I like Filbert.
Oh, you guys brought up Filbert?
Well, because that was the last time there was a burning building was Filbert's, I think.
Now
Maybe.
I miss Quilbert.
I think Filbert's living his best life
Quilbert's
back in
fine,
Greg Rolls.
we think.
He's happy. I mean, most
Quilbert
things
wandered
don't
over
go
into the
after
Shokin
fine.
and is no more.
Yeah, no, things don't go to. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna need to step away in a few minutes because Anita needs to go run an errand. So let's go. Say, nightfall happens. Is there anything that anyone is concerned or wanting to do, or can we just rise in the morning, roll our resets, our importance, our dices, and then we'll just come back after that, after a short break?
Adam, there's one thing I'd like to do, but it's real quick.
Mhm.
I'm assuming there's rats around. I'm going to use my speak animal and bee sense to try to get me a little rat friend because I think that'd probably be beneficial in this town.
Sure. Give me a survival or a nature check to try to track down, not scare away. Well, for track down, and then give me an animal handling at advantage because you're using your magic to talk to.
Okay, I
Rats.
got a 19 on survival
Okay.
and then a nat 20 on animal handling.
Okay, perfect. So what you'll notice is, Dregnar, when you kind of step out, walk around, you guys are, free to step in and out of this building. Dregnar, there are rats, but you do see at one point where you're kind of walking, kind of tracking one down, that there's a small, maybe about 3.5 foot tall, bipedal, scaled lizard-like person, and it just it was waiting for one of the rats, and it just stabs it with a little spear, grabs it, and it skitters off. And you see that there's a few of these small lizard-like people.
Okay, is it like lizard folk or kobold?
I would say kobold. I don't know. You weren't necessarily able to.
Well,
you
I'm
get
talking about out of game, just
Yeah,
so
out
the
of game.
visual.
more like picture like a kobold.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Okay.
But you do manage to find one. You are able to corner it in a way and just push your totemic influence upon it, and you do have a rather large rat that will be your friend.
I shall call you Cheesy.
Cheesy. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and take a break, and then when we get back, we'll roll in the morning, and yeah. So let's call it not too long because you're only 1 hour in. So let's call it like a
15 after?
7. Yeah, 15 after.